Go ahead and call the meeting in order at 6:04. We'll go ahead and get started. We got a few things on the agenda. Not aware of any correspondence that we got or anything like that. So we'll go ahead and jump into the reading of the minutes from last meeting since we have enough for quorum. So we'll go ahead.
All right. So last meeting was January 22nd, 2026. We had introductions of the new board members. Welcome again. We reviewed the top 3 goals of our board. All approved that. If y'all would like to review that, that was in your paper from last time, and I can get that to somebody if needed. We of course reviewed the bylaws of our board as well. We had a review for the community roundtable that we have coming up on April 23rd at 5:30 p.m. The topic this year is Engaging the Next Generation Part 2. We also talked about which panelists we're going to have at that roundtable. We talked about DeMonte Williams, who is a Conway.
Is everybody confirmed? If not, let's just say
okay,
where they're
okay,
from.
sure.
Let's not say their name yet.
The one confirmed that I know is Brandy Tyeska Hawkins with the YES program or the Young Empowered Sisters program. The others we are reaching out to, correct? Anybody have any confirmations? Okay. In addition to that, we talked about how to further promote the event and how to engage the youth and get the youth included. Hey, Danielle.
Hey.
We talked about basically getting on social media, talking to at least 5 people each to join that event. We also recapped Culture of the Park from last year, but also talked about this year, which is again same date, September 26, from this time 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. At MLK Park. Date, of course, will remain the same, no changes or cancellations. This year we have Rodney Block confirmed.
No, we don't.
Singer,
That's the point of discussion.
Oh, okay, my bad, my apologies, scratch that. But we did talk about the price point for him, if confirmed. We talked about different food vendors, again, that we need to confirm those. We talked about the schedule of events, 4 to 5 p.m. Mr. Jalen Hughes will be your DJ. 5 to 6 p.m. line dancing, 6 to 7 p.m. at Stroll Off, 7 to 8 p.m. the entertainment if confirmed. We discussed funding sources. So sponsorship's very important, always very important, but especially this year. We need to make sure that we all reach out to every single business person that we can that is willing to sponsor this event, mainly so that we can provide a successful and fun event for everyone, but also so that we can provide food vouchers again as we have in the years past. Shawana has official sponsorship letters if needed. Reach out to her if you need one of those. We then talked about community partnership opportunities. We would love to partner with other boards around town. We discussed the Conway Tree Board. We also discussed the Public Art Board, which would be really neat. They have an event in October 2nd, from 5 to 8 p.m. Their art walk at Simon Park. It would be a great way to meet other boards, help them out, and then also get our name out there as well. And then we talked about our monthly meetings, dates and topics. You'll see that on your minutes. February, which is today, we're confirming the community roundtable panelists and event. March, we have not put anything down as far as I know. April, we have a community roundtable April 23rd. May 14th, we are inviting a city government guest. June, nothing there yet. July, we have summer break, because we usually take a break in July. August, we need to figure something out there. September, we have Culture in the Park, our large event for the year. October 8th, we have a debrief after the art walk and community development with Shawana. She is the director of community development, and we would love to have her come speak to us to explain what she does and get us more educated on that. November and December. November we always meet. December we will do our best to figure out something fun, I hope, to do this year. We also talked about our council responsibilities, attendance. We need to make sure that we review the attendance policy as stated in the bylaws. We talked about election of officers. Jalen Hughes is our chairman. Danielle Henry is our co-chair. I am your secretary. And then we discussed old business. We had no old business. We had no new business, and then we adjourned.
All right, thank you for that. So I'd like to entertain a motion that we approve the reading of the minutes.
Second.
All right, so it's been moved by Kenny, properly second by Jacoby. All those in favor to accept the reading of the minutes is read, it's by the sign aye.
Aye.
There isn't any unreadiness, discussion? Nope. Ayes have it. So reading of the minutes acceptance, we'll move on, continue on with the agenda. All right, old business, she just kinda went through introductions, update for new members, review bylaws, event review, monthly meetings, council responsibilities, election of officers, and some of these are on new business as well that we'll kinda get into. So not a very long meeting, as far as new business is concerned, we're gonna go ahead and move down there. We just have to tie up some loose ends, for the most part. So, we're gonna start with the community roundtable, just because that's coming up here pretty soon. The things that we pretty much have confirmed are the time, the location, and the topic. And we have an understanding that each of us will be responsible for 5 attendees. So what we have to confirm, like you kinda alluded to during the reading of the last minutes, is just the panel. We already have one person confirmed, so the bullet points in red are the areas that we need to try to identify who's gonna be responsible for reaching out to. We talked a little bit about it, but the goal is by next week to have all these people confirmed, that way we know how to mark it, and that'll be, I think I have that on here too for us to talk a little bit about too. So any discussion on that
On the bullet point?
for the panel? Or go ahead.
Go ahead, Chris. On here it has the Vietnamese club, it's actually the Asian Culture Club.
Okay. Have you talked to anybody out there yet?
No, I was going to send an email kind of invite, but I need to get kind of clarification on what that email should look like, so.
So that's a good point. So do we wanna create a template?
I'll send the template that I sent to, I'm waiting on final confirmations for the high school student. I have talked to their parents because they are a student. And I just need to do a final confirmation. Originally it was confirmed, but I wanna make sure, so I'm doing a final confirmation on those.
Perfect.
And I have sent out correspondence to the other two.
Okay.
One was a verbal, I followed up with an email. I'm gonna have to get him some time because I just got it out this week. We just
Okay.
got it.
Was it the
So-
community or the
The
leadership?
community service and
Okay,
the
alright.
leadership, I have sent both emails, so I'm waiting on final confirmations, but
Okay,
the
so
initial
we'll knock
contact
those
has
off.
been made.
Perfect.
So as soon as I'm able to give you an update on those, I will.
Alright, so that's pretty good.
That's pretty much.
Okay,
pretty much
good.
it on
So-
that,
so that really
but
knocks
the
out-
correspondence have been made.
Okay, good, so that really knocks out the bulk of these. And then we just need confirmation on our individual with trade. Ms. Braswell, did you still wanna be in charge of reaching out to that individual?
Yeah, actually, I got someone confirmed.
You
It's-
did?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
the Conway High School Spanish teacher.
Okay,
Oh, cool.
alright, so we'll
Fantastic.
just write that name down and then we'll type the name in the actual
Yeah, her name
agenda,
is
so,
Nora
okay.
Carson.
You said Nora?
Nora.
Okay.
Conway High School.
Yes.
Alright, and then we have someone confirmed from Young Empowered Sisters, this has been confirmed as well too. Alright, so does anybody have any questions or concern with our panel? It seems like we're kinda down to the final hour with that, and I feel pretty good about that if y'all do. Okay. Alright, so moving down, so thinking about this event, we're trying to figure out, of course, we talked about last week, last month, how we can market our event to increase the youth engagement. So like, what are some, I guess, thoughts you guys have on ways that we could improve, our youth engagement, i.e. via social media, whether it be something to get, like last year what we did was each panel guest had a post that she used to post on social media, which one did, with like a quote of what engaging the youth looks like to them, and that kind of was passed around from that point perspective. Just kind of build a hype up, and it gave the panelists something to share too, to the audience as well. So kind of thinking along like the creative lines, I guess. How do y'all think we could utilize that or make it a little bit better?
I definitely think social media is the way. It's just trying to figure out how. How do we get the audience that we want? Because I can push it out, but it's gonna go to a certain crowd.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
So what, thinking about that, I can get my daughter to push it out and still go to a certain crowd. Okay.
Shoot.
Yeah, so I know how I can do it now.
Okay.
Just talking it out, I know what I can do.
I think maybe once we have confirmed this younger kids, like this high school Hendrix student, once we confirm those, say, hey, I need you to post this,
Yeah.
Yes.
and then I need you to post it to your people, cause clearly, obviously they're listening to their peers, but
Mhm.
I need you to post this specific thing. This is what it needs to say. I know it's doing the work, basically doing all the work for them.
No, but that's good. Like, so we almost like need to give them like a social media packet,
Like basically what the church
Yeah.
does.
Yes, to say, hey, all right, you're
Yeah.
gonna be participating here. We need you to post on this day and this day since you've confirmed to participate. I like that a lot.
And send it around to, whether you text it or do whatever, send it around to your different friends or your
circles.
group members, your circle, and then say, can you please post this online?
I agree.
So
That's gonna
did,
be good.
was the marketing tool, did you all think the marketing tool was good?
I did
The
like-
initial
yeah,
post
oh,
with
yeah, for
all
sure.
of them,
Yes,
and then the
yeah, for
individual
sure.
posts with the breakdowns?
That's what I was gonna ask you, if you were gonna do the individual breakdown.
So we did a post announcing it all together, and then after that, it was an
Introducing each
individual
panel.
breakdown of each panelist. And
Definitely.
it gets engagement and family engagement, because everybody wanna show their kids out
Yes.
grown
They
and all.
do.
Yes.
Yes.
They do.
Yes.
Both of them are important, cause the parent gonna wanna show their kid off.
And they're
just
gonna
what
invite
they
their
part
friends
of.
and family.
Exactly.
And
The
then-
parents gonna say, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so we'll keep the same, I guess, the same template that we did last year too. And then how did we feel about adding, cause I love that idea that you came up with. How do we feel about adding that element to it too for a panelist, like creating some type of like, I guess, social media timeline or something for them?
Timeline and template.
To help them
Timeline,
post
for sure.
consistently,
Yeah.
like leading up to the event to like build buzz. Like some type of expectation for them.
Agreed.
Yes, but sometimes they either be forgetting or they get busy. April is starting to be finals time for college students. I'm not discounting them or anything like that, but something to keep in mind.
Okay. So more so suggesting, we would like you to post the event 1 or 2 times if you can, or 2 to 3 times. leading up
And
to
last
the
year, I know a lot of them just shared it, they
Right.
automatically.
And that's what'll end up happening, the Asian Culture Club will share it, and then it'll go to these other different cultural groups, and then, other parts of Hendrix would post it.
Okay, okay.
And our attendance increased last year anyways, by what we did. And then what I did last year, which we only had a few, but in our scout troop, we have scouts that have certain requirements and they have to go to certain meetings. So I can put that out to our troop as well and see if we can get some younger scouts that have not met that requirement to join us as well.
And I think we talked about that too, and I don't know what this looks like for like community service hours if they attended. Like I don't
That's what I
know,
was thinking.
like the breakdown on that as far as like how would they get those hours? Or is it just simply them showing up, signing in, and they can get an hour of community service? Like how does that look?
One, I wasn't sure if, because we had talked about them asking a question, but then I think we nixed that idea.
Mhm.
And moved that more to culture in the park,
Mhm.
community service culture in the park. I think that fits better with culture in the park
Me too.
than it does community
Yeah.
roundtable.
Yep. What do y'all think?
I don't know, we just spoke to a group of young leadership from the Leadership Institution. And so I will send a request to Raul to just say, hey, we're having this event, it's geared toward them. To make sure, and there's 30 people in that class from Conway, from the local high school, so.
Perfect.
But if it's a way for them to get community hours, I don't mind looking into that and seeing if this event qualifies.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering, just to see if it qualifies, cause it'd be easy just to have a kid sign in
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
send them something saying, hey, you received blah, blah, blah for attending our event today. So as far as like the questions go, that's something we hadn't talked about yet. Is it, or do we still wanna go ahead?
I'm sorry, signing in and staying.
It's good. Something going.
I don't know
Cause
what
kids
that
sleep.
part will look like, verifying that they've stayed, I don't know what that looks like, but signing in and staying.
Go ahead, Jacob.
Yeah.
What I do at my job, when we have to have students sign in, wait till like halfway through to
That's what I was
actually put the
gonna do.
sign up sheet out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause
You pass it around like 30 minutes
Mhm.
into the thing, you start passing it around, especially for them, like community hours sign up sheet is coming around.
Cause they'll sign it, leave.
Right,
Immediately.
Yeah. Alright, so if it does qualify, that's what we'll do midway, we'll just put somebody in charge of walking around and passing the sign-in sheet around for all the students that are there. Okay, I like that. And I guess to confirm, they can show their student ID or something like that to confirm that they're actually a student. I like that. Alright, so as far as the questions concerned, that's something that we hadn't talked about yet, the type of questions that we wanna ask this go around to, as far as, how do we want that process to look again? In the past, we put up, I think a Facebook, post and people were able to submit questions prior to, that way we can kinda comb through those things, and we as a board have to submit a certain amount of questions too, that we need to do a better job on too. I'll take responsibility for that too, is, submit some questions too. So just kind of some thoughts and ideas about that, or if y'all have another creative way that we can kind of do that. Or if we send the questions out in advance to the panelists, like everything's on the table here.
I like what we did, posting it on social media, for people to submit questions. But Shawana, Felicia, y'all would know, was that successful? No?
It
Okay,
wasn't.
okay.
And it seems like last year was more organic, just to have the moderator already have a set questions that we came up with, then have the audience
Okay.
just to kind of answer questions as they go along
It
too.
worked well because the questions all flowed together, so we
Yeah.
wanted to make sure we had questions, one that was related to the topic, and then that they all flowed, so you could have some conversation between the panelists. And then if we have time, give the floor the opportunity to comment or ask a question.
It did work well.
I think,
Yeah.
I think it was good engagement.
Yep.
Agreed.
Is there anything specific that y'all want the panelists to be asked, like as a group,
That's what I was
like that we can kind of talk about, and kind of put that on our thoughts to kind of already have done? That way we kind of not putting that all in.
Kind of a guideline on the types of questions.
Yes, do you have the questions from last year? By any chance?
I may have them.
Yeah, I would say if there's anything specifically, or if there's just a specific question you want answered, send it to Shawana, and then just start kind of creating questions from that, so that we again have the same flow as we had last year.
I like that. So,
And
and
it worked really well.
we can do that at any time, right? Just kind of.
And if the board
I'm not
questions.
gonna give you a deadline.
Yeah, if you can have, the board can have their questions to me by April 1st, that would be good. And yes, the board can submit questions. I know that was a lack of clarity, apparently. I didn't think I thought I clarified it pretty good last, but just in case you have any questions, that is the point of us saying the board submits
I
questions.
mean, y'all have worked, most of you guys have worked with the youth before, so you'll have a better
An idea.
grasp on idea of questions, yes.
All right, so we'll take this, so we won't, I guess we won't waste time talking about that in here too, so if you guys just come up with questions, like she said, we'll just send them to Ms. Shawana, and that'll be due April 1st. So
We might
have
add
time
some
to
of the
get-
questions from last, some of them were, it was a
Yeah,
really
they were
good
good.
question. It kept the conversation going.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes. Yep. So I feel pretty good about the community roundtable. I think we got a great panel that we're almost close to confirming. I think we got a great plan as far as posting is concerned and social media. Are there any final thoughts or any other ideas that y'all have regarding this event that y'all may wanna touch on or?
I wanna go back to a timeline for when we will have a social media kit ready to then start. So what are you thinking?
Pull up a calendar.
Middle of March, before spring break?
Do we wanna start the promos before spring break or
I don't care, I just wanna,
After,
after.
Isn't the spring break like toward the end of March this year?
it's the weekend of the 26th.
So that's the last week in March.
Well, I thought Conway Public Schools was the 23rd through the 26th, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's like the last, cause the next week, April.
Okay.
Yeah. That next Wednesday is April. Do we
Yeah,
wanna
April
kick them
1st.
off April 1st?
You think that's enough time, 23
I like,
weeks?
I like what you said, like spring break, like right around that time, like after spring break.
As soon as it ends, give them something else to look forward to.
So you said, when are we saying?
That week before, that week after spring break, is that what you said?
Like
said
that
30.
Saturday, Sunday, or Monday, right after spring break.
So that'd be, I mean, yeah, that's almost March first, so that'd be like the 29th to 30th of March.
Give them enough time to get ready, but not long enough to forget. Cause he pulled before spring break, they gonna forget.
So Monday to
So
Thursday.
Monday the 30th.
Yeah, I like that idea.
That gives us 1, 2,
Or at least try to post once a week of leading up until,
Yeah.
so they don't forget.
3.
Let me go back and look to see how we
1,
did it
2,
last year.
3.
Cause it was, we had how many panelists? 5. And I think they were scattered out through.
Yeah, I think it was
Postings.
5 of us. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that gives us about 4 weeks. I like that, from the
I like
30th
that idea.
to the 23rd. So
Are you
about a
gonna-
month to pub.
Are you gonna, when you do the panelists, are you doing them individually, like their photos and their quote individually? Because will we need how many days will we need per panelist if you do it that way?
Doesn't matter.
Like, but yeah, no, back, you can do it
Okay.
back to back, but I mean, you can do it in between.
Okay.
However she
We can
wants
look
to
at
schedule
However you
it.
want, yeah.
Yeah.
That won't matter.
Cause I'm of the mindset doing it a little earlier, quite honestly. I mean, I don't know, and you would know better because you're in the school, education field. But I always feel like earlier is better to get more people to know about it, and it may not show up on people's social media until after. I know mine is kind of delayed. I don't know.
How early can we get a flyer? Is a flyer you made? Well,
We can't
it's
get a
not
flyer
yet
till we confirm
everything anyway.
Oh yeah, true.
So we would have to wait.
I think the more and more and more is posted by multiple people,
It
you'll
goes.
eventually see it, it'll
Yeah,
come down
that's
your
true,
timeline, your algorithm, you'll eventually
That's
see
true.
it. You'll see it before, most certainly before,
Yeah,
but the
before
more
the
and more
event.
people are posting and the more people are posting,
True.
you'll
For the sake
you'll
of
start
the,
seeing it.
and for the sake of the kids that we're trying to target, like he does make a good point.
Yeah.
Like they
They'll forget it.
they will forget.
Yeah,
They will
like, was that
forget.
2 months ago?
Like
I
yeah,
saw
like
that?
when's
Right.
that?
Right.
Like, but if you jump it on them and they only have like
3
2
weeks,
weeks or
that's-
Yeah.
like at a time,
Yeah.
I'm like okay, I can plan to go here. That way I can take off and do what I got to do.
Especially
They
before
move different
spring
than
break,
me.
nothing matters
Yeah.
until after. Nothing matters.
Yep,
Ooh,
that is the way that goes.
And then that's a reminder so that they can plan accordingly during finals.
All right, so I like that starting April 30th. March 30th.
March
March
30th.
30th. Yeah, thank you. March 30th, all the way up until the 23rd is when we'll start advertising the event. I like that. And of course, Mr. Juan will be in charge. All right, anything else? Y'all feel good about it?
Yep.
All right. So next week, the biggest action item is to make sure everybody's confirmed, that way we can move on with the flyer for this event. And then we'll be good to go, and then make sure we just submit questions with this event. And that'll be it. All right. All right, moving on to culture in the park. All right, so right now, that is confirmed for September 26, 2026, from 4 to 8 p.m. We'll have our first evening event. Meg already kind of talked about the description of the breakdown of the event during the reading of the minutes. If everybody's still good with that, we're gonna leave it as is. So 4 to 5, just DJ and just playing some music out there. I'll be responsible. 5 to 6, just line dancing, getting people up, getting them interacting with each other. 6 to 7, stroll off, or Greek showcase, however we want. And I think I put that on there for us to talk about, decide how we want that to look. Then 7 to 8, the entertainment pending, everything is confirmed with him. Right now, MLK Square, then we can kind of talk about our entertainment and where we are with that. So we do have a quote for the entertainment being $1,500 for the hour, and we did vote and approve on that. So now we just have to discuss, if appropriate, next steps with that as far as, everything he needs, like, are we gonna send a contract to him, like, or is he gonna need like special equipment that we have to provide, is he bringing all that stuff, like, I don't know.
Need to give an update on that.
So,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
no, go ahead.
During the meeting, during the last meeting, I kind of texted him a reminder, hey, you know, whatever, and apparently, he forgot, and then when I reminded him in December, he didn't see it, he didn't see my text.
Okay.
And so with him being super busy, he, you know, it kind of skated past him and he ended up booking something else, so
Okay,
we don't have entertainment, we need to find a new entertainment.
okay, alright, perfect. Alright, so that's back on the table, and now with this, we probably have to get somebody confirmed pretty quick for September 26th if we're gonna continue with the entertainment, so I'm all ears for anybody on, and it has to be somebody, of course, who's well-rounded and they can play a multitude of music, and we can all always fall back on Masonic sounds we used to use for our first couple events too. But I mean, I'm open to it. I mean, y'all know any good musicians, artists, they come down and kinda entertain?
Rodney was my go-to since he's so well-rounded.
Okay, I don't know about music, but I know Rodney works with Bijou, right? Like,
She probably
Yes,
gonna be
and then-
with him.
Yeah, they're usually together, yeah.
let me text her, cause she used to be my supervisor.
Yeah,
I was just
text her.
gonna
Yeah.
See if she's
Yeah, I mean,
available, cause I
I
don't know.
mean, she may look at it.
But I'm like, I don't know about all this
Yeah.
stuff, I just know she does that.
And it may take us researching it too, like, let's
Yeah.
find some good acts that's around. And, you
Yeah,
know.
cause I agree, you know, I know she's pretty super duper
Yeah, I'm
well-rounded,
asking her,
so
see right now, I had asked her.
Does she
earlier
travel with
question.
him?
typically, yeah.
Typically.
But she's not the only vocalist that
singer.
travels.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
So that would be ideal. I know a band, but they do music that may not appeal to us, the larger audience that we would have gotten with Rodney. The band I know they do a little bit of everything, but they do more 60s, 70s music. And I like them, but to get the draw that we need, we probably need someone who can really bring them in. But if I have to, I could reach out to them if I need to.
Like, yeah, just to see, like,
Yeah.
a set list of what songs.
And
they
I'll
play.
I can send like a sample of what they play.
Yeah, that'd be good for us to kinda see.
Yeah.
And, I mean, we got Kings right down the street too, I mean, they always have acts too, that we can go talk to them to figure out, hey, who's your biggest act, and like, who get.
I have a
like 50
connection to
songs.
Kings. I
Really?
could, I know
I'll
them
reach out to them,
pretty well. I'll reach out to them and see if there's an act that might be willing
That'd be
to
good, cause we
talk
have.
to us. Yeah.
yeah, they always have people.
They do a lot of local people too.
Yep.
Yes, yeah.
And if not, we go back to Tommy.
I guess we
Yeah.
can always also
That was
send an email to Katie,
Tommy.
so she has whole list now.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
Or we can make it a showcase and have people reach out to us that wanna perform.
Do we have time for that though? It's only an hour set.
Yeah, that'll be unless like we
Yeah.
remove.
It's a good idea.
Maybe later in
maybe,
our
maybe
off
next year we
season.
could.
Yeah, we
get it
could
out
audition.
already.
But I don't think we had the time now.
Yeah, unless it fell through with and we can really talk about this piece too, the stroll off deal
Just
too.
throw it off, yeah.
Yeah, so we gotta kinda talk about two separate
What that
things
looks
here,
like.
what all this looks like. So we know we need entertainment, Meg is gonna reach out to Kings, you reached out to Bijou, and then I'm gonna just do some research, just Googling too, to kinda see what they come back. So action item for entertainment is let's everybody try to research just some acts and artists that we can think of, and then we'll bring it back to us next month. That way we can kinda narrow it down, who we wanna focus on trying to book, just to make sure they're open for entertainment. Everybody cool with that?
Yes.
I'll stay with the order of the agenda, and we'll go to food, and we'll get to the Greek piece at the end of this. So as far as food, the food vendors that we have confirmed, and if this is wrong, please let me know. Uncle Tim's, the Lemon Spot, and then we were supposed to be reaching out to Cheesecake on Points, Afro Bites. Does anybody have any update with those food vendors?
Shout out to Meg for the initial conversation with Cheesecake on Point, and then I emailed them and say, hey, I just wanna follow up, cause they were asking what the board was about and what the event was about, and so I gave them an email on that. But then they wanted more questions, so I was like, well, let me hand this off to Shawana, and so.
Yeah.
I'll have to reach out to them this week.
Okay, alright, alright,
I honestly can't say what else you're asking for, cause what I literally did was the video that Jalen did, I was like, okay, let me write this down. So,
Yeah.
I'll touch base.
And I think they're trying to figure out attendance wise because they are so busy. They told
Is it
us
work?
that they're swamped on Saturdays. That's their
Oh,
busiest
so it has to
day.
make sense for them to
Okay.
That
come all
makes
the way up
sense.
here.
They need to have it worth their time to come
Yeah.
here.
That's a good point. What about Afrobites?
I have called Afrobites. They are checking their schedule. They are usually almost always booked that weekend for a food truck
Festival.
event and festival. Thank you, in Little Rock. But I have spoken with them and I'm awaiting their response. I plan on reaching back out to them tomorrow.
Okay, alright, so with that being said, we're gonna need 2 backup plans. Anybody got any ideas for, any other food trucks that we may wanna reach out to? Preferably if we have some local vendors too that they don't have to travel very far. I know we're trying to be, we need to be as diverse as we can, with these food trucks. Does anybody have any?
Yeah, I was trying to get a taco truck,
Mhm.
but they haven't confirmed yet.
Okay, so we'll write that.
That'd be a great backup though.
It will.
Wonderful.
And
Yeah.
maybe asking Los Delicios
Yep.
Yeah.
as well.
They've done it
But they were
before.
there last year.
He's done it every
Yeah.
year.
Ice cream is good.
Yeah.
It is. Refreshing.
Who wants to reach out to them?
I'll do it.
Okay, alright.
Me or you? I'll give it to Sonia.
Okay. And then Sonia reaching out to Kyle. So I think that covers our two gaps, if everybody's good with that. Cause I don't really
I'm
wanna
good
reach
with
out to
that.
too many people and.
Yeah, have too much in the
Get
air.
over it,
Exactly, so, yeah, so, but the plan is that what we have, bullet point already pulls through, and then we'll just use, those backup options pending that they're confirmed.
Question with that, if, with the other two, if they are confirmed, do we still wanna reach out to Los Delicios?
No,
So if Cheesecake on Point is confirmed,
it's up to y'all, if you,
Wants
I mean,
to see what they say, yeah. I would definitely say ask them, but instead of let Las Delicias be the backup if Cheesecake on Point says no.
so how long are we gonna give, Cheesecake on Point to tell us yes or yay or nay?
I guess my
Before we
point
gotta
too
reach
is
out.
Los Delicios didn't care the number of the crowd members either.
I say let's lock them in,
Who?
Los Delicios, cause we don't have that issue with them of how many people will be there.
Yeah.
Like we do with Cheesecake on Point, which I feel like Cheesecake on Point is not gonna make sense to them. Money wise, I don't think they're probably gonna lock in. That's why I did.
I mean, it'd
They
still
don't
be
wanna be
worth it to
nice.
ask, but.
Was
Yeah.
price wise on Los Delicios, I mean, were they, cause they're usually pretty reasonable, I know.
But they used the
typically.
tickets, we did the ticket system.
Yeah, but we paid them ahead of time.
You're probably gonna get 2.5 for one,
Okay, okay.
and
Because,
then it's also cultural.
yeah, it is.
That's just, just a thought, but that's up to you.
I agree with Chris, I prefer Cheesecake on Point, however, could we give Cheesecake on Point,
You wanna give them an opportunity.
another,
And then if we're trying to feed people, does it financially make sense?
Yeah, because it's probably
That's
an
what I
arm
was
and a leg to
thinking.
feed people Cheesecake on Point too, if we're trying to get people free, deals. And, I mean, to go back to your point,
What's today? Today is the 12th.
It's the 12.
So do we wanna give Cheesecake on back, we need to reach out to them, right? Cause they need an understanding of the event, so let us do that next week. And then just go from there, give them to the end of this month.
yeah, and if we don't hear back from them,
Then we
say
can
no,
book
then
up,
we'll,
do those
then that's
things.
what we're gonna go with too.
Okay.
But I would just check with them just to be sure that
Because we
date
can-
they're free, you
yeah,
don't have to
because
tell
we
them
can
why, say,
explain
hey,
that.
are y'all free for this
Yeah.
date, I may have
Not
something
only
for y'all.
does it make sense for them, does it make sense
For us.
for us, for that
financially,
process?
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And then what is what would be the cost per slice of cheesecake when we're talking about a dessert? So those things would need to be discussed, because if that, we'll have to narrow it down to which one makes better sense and how many more
With the
people will
funding.
be impacted with the funding
True.
versus.
True.
Cheesecake expensive, It's not a cheap dessert.
Does anybody know what the general cost is from when they do?
It depends on what you get.
What's the base?
I wanna say like $15.
I mean, because,
Just the piece of cheesecake on the stick, really?
I think the lowest one seen before was $10. I don't have seen anything under 10.
because they have like different things, like cheesecake in a cup, you know.
We probably gonna have like a couple of options for that ticket price. But again, it's, you're talking about 2.5 people for one.
1 for 10, 2 for 19.
That's what
Yep.
that's what I said was $10.
Okay. So everybody good with waiting that week until we can work out the details, see if they work, and then we'll move on.
It's like, ugh.
So, yeah, we'll see how that goes.
And like they have personal cheesecakes, like,
Well, and then if we give them the breakdown of what we're trying to do, and if they disagree with it, at least we've given them that week to agree on a price point. If they disagree, then we can go straight to the Lucille's, because they're typically usually available, you know.
And they're familiar with the process.
They are, they've been here before, yeah.
All right, I like that plan, we'll do that, but we'll just make sure that they have those dates blocked off, just in case, you don't have to tell them, I guess, why, and anything, yeah, and.
I would wait and reach out to Princeton first. Let's just wait, and I'll touch bases with you whether or not to reach out.
All right,
One by one won't be still passing off the stamp.
that's true.
We wanna burn that bridge.
So as far as, the food vouchers, I guess kinda what's our goal as far as like how many people we're trying to, I don't think we talked about that yet. How many people we're trying to actually feed.
I guess, what did we do last year?
100, I think, 100.
Last year, we ended up with we ended up feeding close to 200 people. But also, again, it was reasonable enough to
Okay.
work within that budget and that dollar amount.
So is that the same amount we want to try to work with this year too? Is that a reasonable goal to have? What's that?
225, just to be above last year. I know every year we wanna build on top.
Well, we did take the entertainment out of the budget, so we just gotta.
Right now.
make
right
that
now.
Right now, right, you're right, we don't know who we're gonna get.
Yeah.
Right. And I think depending on what we get, who we get, that amount of people might
Might fluctuate.
fluctuate, yeah.
Yeah, and the only reason I asked that too, just kind of give us an idea of how hard we need to be going for like these sponsorship, like reaching out to these people.
I think we need to
Kind of give
go
us a
hard.
goal
I think
to
we
kind
need
of
to go
reach.
hard too.
Yeah. Yeah, just so that we have cushion, and
If
then,
not, we're gonna have to make a decision on if we're feeding just children or if we're feeding parents and
And children.
children, because we had a lot of kids that didn't get tickets last year.
So we're feeding parents and children?
Okay.
and I think at the last meeting, didn't we discuss children only? I think we, had mentioned,
We did talk about if we didn't get the money,
yeah,
we might have to make
children
that
only.
decision. Yeah.
And which brings me to this point, I would like to explore the option of, and we've never done this, but it'll hold me accountable for sure. Like if we would all be responsible for reaching out to a certain amount of
Agreed.
businesses, like per like member, like let's say like 2 or 3, like we can say that we're gonna commit to reaching out to this amount of businesses, a piece, just to see what we get back, 'cause we may get
Well,
all,
we talked
make us
about that,
masses.
Shawana was gonna send a
Yeah.
list though, so we wouldn't be double dipping.
Okay,
Yeah.
so what kind of system you wanna use for that?
You can put it in I guess an Excel worksheet with a person's name that'll reach out to that group. But we kind of did, the sponsorship letter. And we may need to look at the levels, of the sponsorships, and you guys kind of say what.
I'm not
said
good at
what?
I would definitely prefer that. I'm not good at asking people for money.
Could
I'm
we
not
do,
good either.
could we do a minimum of 500 a person? Like a 500
Right.
goal, a minimum
For each member, each board member, and, I mean, that's up to them.
And I say, if they're not comfortable with asking for funding,
Don't,
don't.
right.
And that's okay, like, because,
And for those that are, we can
Yeah.
just
yeah,
break them
everyone
up.
who's comfortable with it, let's get a list together and let's get at it, like.
Well, I don't mind asking, I just don't wanna commit because that's not my thing. Nobody tells me, hey, here's 500, here's a grand.
No.
I was thinking of changing the sponsorship levels, adding something for just, Culture in the Park, a friend of Culture in the Park for like those $100 levels or something.
Yeah.
I like
Friend of
that.
Culture in the
I
Park.
like that. I like
And
that.
then maybe changing the silver sponsorship to $250 and changing the gold sponsorship to $500 and changing the platinum sponsorship to $1,000.
1,000. Yeah.
Just
What
a
is, I
thought.
don't have it, what does platinum give them?
All
Is it an
benefits
extra-
of the
no,
gold
we have-
level.
I'm all about sponsorships after
Display
today.
logo at the door.
After today, I'm all about sponsorships.
Oh, you get candy when dirt. Yeah. That was just my initial thought on first glance, looking at it, and adding like Friends of Culture.
So that would go above the 250 deal. Okay.
So silver would be 300, you said?
250.
250.
250?
And Friends of Culture, you said $100 or.
Yeah.
What comes with the Friends of the Culture if you donate to that?
Shout out.
A shout out on social media. Mm-hmm.
I like those number changes.
Yeah, I like those too.
Me too. So if we would like to participate in just reaching out to the sponsorships, we'll just like wait to get your list and then we'll just kind of write our names down, who'll be in charge of going and reach out. I like that.
And I can,
I like that.
and what we did was to each specific business, Jackie was saying, hey, I need a sponsorship letter to such and such for, a sponsorship letter for this, and we'd make sure it was personalized headers for those individuals. Like, for instance, this one is to that particular representative, but for each organization, it was directed towards that organization.
Some people couldn't use just a generic
Right.
sponsorship letter. It was literally to that
To that,
business.
to that
So it
particular
was more
business.
formal for them, for their records.
Okay. So would y'all prefer us just like email these businesses or go in there and actually, I don't know what Jack wants.
Either or, like what I'll do is I can email you that letter, like, and you can print it off and take it to, take it to the business, or if you already have a direct contact, you can, email it to that individual and ask them about it specifically, but I can gear it to when I find out who you signed up for, I know what letters to send you.
Love it.
What's the overall goal? I couldn't remember what we raised last year, or what Jackie raised last year.
Jackie had her own personal goal, so she had her own. She had a goal in her head. She had a number in her head, and she strategically worked that goal
She did
towards that
great.
number.
She did
So the budget number from her.
From last year, what did we?
From
raise
last year, so that we know kind of what our end goal is.
So what we raised last year was $3,250, but the year before we raised more.
Okay.
The year before that. Let me see what we had in. In 24. Honestly, I think we had a little bit more than that. We have, hold on. $4,250 is what we raised last year. I mean, not last year, in 24.
So,
5,000 is.
yeah, if we
That's
get
what I
about
was about to say,
10 or
5
2,
grand.
$5,000.
Yeah, exactly what I was about to say.
That's a good one.
Y'all still keep in contact with Jackie?
I hadn't talked to her. Have you talked to her?
I've tried. I was gonna suggest we try to reach out to her bank and see if the bank would be willing to donate again.
I have to contact them.
She's gonna resend that letter out for
Okay.
sure.
Okay,
She used to
perfect.
be on our board.
Yeah.
So you have all those, I think.
I have
yeah.
all of them.
Yeah, so we
Okay.
gotta worry about the businesses.
Okay, perfect.
Because for the bank, it's a little different. They end up, there's, some of the companies, depending on what it is, there's another back end,
Okay,
paperwork piece that comes with that.
Okay.
That you have to, that we have to make sure that they have,
okay.
so.
Yeah, cause I know that they did it every year.
Yeah.
Okay.
So is everybody good with 5,000 being the goal that we'll attempt to raise this year?
Yes.
And is everybody good on like the process on how to get the sponsorships and if you wanna participate in trying to reach the goal?
Is there, go ahead.
Shawana, so on here you have t-shirts
Where?
for the gold level, so
Do I have t-shirts on the fall level?
I
Oh, they were on our t-shirts. Did we not have
We
sponsorship?
didn't get t-shirts last year, no.
Yeah, we did. No, we didn't do them last year.
Just had mine.
I do have a t-shirt though.
Yeah, we probably need
think I was
some
the only one without a
members.
So we'll get new t-shirts, but yeah, that's why I was like,
T-shirts. It's on the sponsorship letter?
Yeah, it says enhanced company logo placement on event t-shirts and promotional materials. So we probably just need to take on event t-shirts out and just put
We
promotional
put promotional
materials.
materials on there. Yeah, they don't need to be on
the
there.
platinum sponsor, no, so that we'll just get shirts, but we don't, no logos on them.
Yeah, 'cause we'll wear those shirts over and over.
Yeah, that way we don't have to worry about it, okay.
Yeah, I like this.
And I
Yeah.
have t-shirts on the list, or shirts, or whatever.
I just had a question, like, will there be a letter for the Friends of Culture? The $100?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, there'll be a letter for that, okay. Cause I'm gonna use that letter to go to.
I mean, they'll be on the,
Shoot, man.
what I'll do, this was the conversation for us to have to see how we wanted to do the sponsorship
Okay.
levels. So the letter will be revised, and with that in there, with the sponsorship levels changing, because we had several individuals.
They
For
gave
instance,
100, didn't
in
they?
2024, we had 6 people that gave $100.
Yeah.
Then we had 2 that gave 200. We had a 250, and then we had 4 of those 500. So it just, that's kind of been the top level. And we'll change as needed, but I'll add them into that particular
Okay.
breakdown for them to be an option, because you get 10 hundreds, that's $1,000.
Yep, that's right.
And I can tell you how many we had for 25 that were broken down like that.
When will the updated letters be available?
Give me to the first week in March. I mean, they'll be out before then, but that'll just give me a little time. And the same, we had 5 of the $100 sponsorships, 2 the 201, and then 3 of the 500.
So, do we need to have, or like for a sponsor, if they ask, Meg, maybe you can help with this, do you care what's happening at the event? Like, could we just be generically saying we're gonna have music and arts and,
I think generic is fine.
is that good?
Yeah.
Okay, for a sponsor?
Yeah, I think so. That gives them a general idea of what it's about, and obviously you have the date on there, and then maybe send them an invitation as well
Yeah,
with it.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that, and maybe a postcard,
That's what I was thinking, yeah. Make it all pretty.
even to our past sponsors, even send them a
Yes,
postcard.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody good on sponsorships?
Yeah.
Any other questions, ideas? Good stuff, alright. Alright, last thing, so we talked about from 6 to 7 having the stroll off segment for entertainment. So a few questions with this is trying to decide what this format looks like. So I know last meeting we mentioned judges, but when we talk about having judges, then it becomes a competition, and then when it becomes a competition, you talk about having a rubric and talk about having money for a prize and having to do all that too, versus just doing something like a showcase where you give each organization maybe 5 or 10 minutes to do something and kind of go on about the evening.
Your
Maybe a little
prize is
easier.
community service.
Yeah, that
And a
too.
trophy, maybe.
So I had some kind of questions about that. How did y'all envision that going? And with it being too in September, many organizations are gonna be getting ready for homecoming as well. So we would kind of probably have to confirm this semester with those individuals to make sure it's on their calendars, make sure it go. And then figure out how much time we're gonna give them, if that's something we still wanna do, but.
I think it might be, the sooner the better you ask, but it also, you can't, if you ask them too soon, you never know what nationals gonna say.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know who can participate. I know we'll be straight,
Mm-hmm.
but crowd drawers
Mm-hmm,
may not be straight.
mm-hmm, yeah.
That's what I was wondering, is
That's the
now
best
too early to ask them, or no? Is that?
Not for my
Yeah,
guys,
I
we
think-
put, cause we plan our calendars like a year in advance.
Okay.
But too, you're dealing with college kids and they have things that come up and sometimes certain people show up. So, you know, we gotta be very cautious of when we're dealing with this, trying to bring, you know, the Greeks involved too. Cause it can kinda get kinda flaky.
You wouldn't wanna ask them until August.
Mm-hmm. When they get back to campus too. And that leads to the question, do we even wanna wait that long to confirm somebody to be entertainment? You know? Or use them as a backup plan, like if, like we can't get the entertainment we want, and we know in August, like, we have a
can
poss, yeah, we can ask
Yeah, and
to
they
fill in the
can
gap.
add the entertainment an hour and a half.
Mm-hmm.
Or we can add alumni chapters.
Oh, yeah.
That is probably even a
To do,
better idea.
yeah, yours
I
would probably do
prefer
it, mine not gonna do that.
Yeah.
I think now is too
Mine
early.
would not do that.
Yeah.
Especially cause they're gonna be volunteering and
Right, yeah, that's
the people who
true.
are volunteering
Yeah,
are be,
that's true,
are not
that's
gonna,
true.
are gonna be the same people
Well, that's-
participating in it and they not gonna.
Yeah.
And that's something we gotta take into consideration too, we're gonna have Greeks volunteer.
Iron out maybe the entertainment first.
That's what I was gonna say, and then,
Yeah.
yeah, fill in the gaps
Yeah.
later.
Mhm.
Cause I started thinking, I was like, man, it's gonna be a lot of logistics trying to pull that off.
Yeah.
I think the alumni chapters though would be a better idea.
I think that, yeah.
I don't know how that works. We got alumni.
That part is well.
They gotta get ready to go online, so right now is not a good time for them to,
You gonna get up there and do it?
no.
No?
No.
We could get our,
No.
They'll be good, they would do it like.
Maybe
this
the
people
younger
do it.
alums, I guess,
Yeah.
maybe.
I'll make my girls do it.
See, that's what I'm saying, like our young guys, like the young guys, like, we can make them do
And I
it.
need a favor.
Yeah,
that's right,
Like we can make
that's
them do it, like the young
right.
kids do it.
Yeah.
Like alumni, they
Oh,
can.
they'll be
go online,
happy
so,
to, yeah.
So, but I like that idea, just tabling it and then like revisiting it like if we need to.
Yeah, I
So,
think it needs to be tabled.
I say we just like focus on like entertainment, and I actually like the idea of extending an hour and a half.
Yeah, hour and a half, if we get a good band especially, that way they don't feel rushed or anything.
Because realistically, with us starting at 4, people not gonna get out there till like 4:30 anyway, so.
True.
Exactly. Exactly. And those hours probably gonna go by pretty fast.
Say whoever getting out there and get under the shade tree, that's gonna be the home, cause they love
So
that
we'll
tree.
put TV.
That'd be the spot.
Alright, I feel good about that. Is everybody good with that though?
I am, while we were talking about entertainment real quick, do we need to suggest people bring chairs? Do we have room for that? If we have a band or an entertainer that's playing, do we need to ask people to bring chairs? Do we need to put that on the marketing or not?
We typically have
Do we
chairs.
have enough?
Yeah.
Okay,
I always
We ask people to
my
bring
friends-
chairs.
I always ask my friends, bring your chair.
bring a chair just in
Bring a chair.
case.
Yeah.
I keep my chair in my trunk.
I do too.
So-
I do.
I got one in my trunk,
My
too.
trunk.
So-
I was like, most people keep.
But it's not a
Just
bad
for that
idea.
reason.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly, for that
not
reason.
bad. I don't know
If we do have a larger
name,
performer, we can always get extra.
Yeah,
Okay,
absolutely.
okay.
And some tents, with some shade.
Well, at least it'll be later, so
Yeah.
That's very
we'll be a little
That's
bit
true.
better.
That's true.
Yeah, we should.
Okay. I feel good about
It's the
that.
same, it's the same weekend.
Alright, and then the last thing, so I forgot to put this, well, the next last thing was, community service, the list, and I usually kind of reach out to those people too around August, like we said too, we give them more time too. Is that something y'all want to push up, or do we want to kind of keep that around the same time? as we work?
Does it work around the time you do it?
Yes.
Okay. Well, what
Because
works?
now would probably be just too early.
It's too early.
Too early.
Yeah.
So I'd still, like when back to school hit, then hey, we got this.
Yeah.
this going
Yeah.
too.
Mhm.
And we talked about too, reaching out to some of the high school students to get some community service hours and partner them with some of the alumni guys or undergraduates at stations too this year, trying to add a piece to that too. All right, and then the last thing is just as far as like promoting this event along the kind of same session we just talked about the last event. Like what like new ideas like do we have as far as on how to maximize the potential for this event? In the past, we've done videos that post online too. Any creative ideas?
Out there, I think get a host that people wanna come see host.
Ooh. I like that. Like that a lot.
Just set that for lights over the lake, I mean, like people like that, so.
You got anybody in mind that you wanna think about or bring to us next week maybe?
That's all.
Okay. I got you. Alright. Alright. And we can kinda explore that option. Anybody else have any cool ideas? Think about? If not, it's now school, just something to be thinking about next time we come back around.
Do we have any video footage?
I did, I went around last year with a camera.
See, that was smart. I think if we share that video footage closer to time and get people excited about the event, I like that idea.
Can we do a new video including some of the old footage in there?
Yes.
And include the host kind of, hey, this is what's going on.
Yeah. I love that.
Make a good host.
You know, I don't know people in Conway like that to try to figure out who could be a good host. I know people in Little Rock.
You know, it would be pretty cool if we could find someone like young, like a youth, like with a great personality, like that's like involved in the community. I can't think of any kiddos that would kind of shine that way. I don't know. Let's just think about it and bring it back up next week.
That's okay.
I like that idea though a lot. All right, moving on to C, just community partnerships, and we already kind of talked about this too. Just make sure there aren't any changes. We talked about the Public Art Board and participating in the Art Walk on was it October the 2nd, 2026, from 5 to 8 at Simon Park, and we all agreed to participate, just kind of come and go if we get time. So just make sure we have that on our calendars. Everybody still good with that? Yeah. All right, is there anything else that y'all want to discuss? Everybody good with the action items that we got getting prepared next month?
Here on sponsors for culture of the park. I have ideas of people who could be asked. Again,
That's great, we'll take them. Okay. See there, you already helped. Good thing. If you have a list, I'll give them a call.
All right, so if there's not any more discussion on anything on this agenda, I'm gonna entertain a motion for us to adjourn this meeting.
A second.